Welcome back to another video. In this one today I will be pulling the whole rear cradle out and everything, and I have to do like a weld-in brace kit for it and just fix up the mounts for that a little bit, like some solid mounts. And also I'll be putting a GT86 diff in the car as well, which is out of like the newer GT86 diffs. They are 411 diff gear, and the JZX100 one just ain't gonna handle like the power and the thrashing I'll give it. I reckon it'll just end up blowing up. So just trying to get the better stuff in there before I drive it to make sure it's reliable. I've just taken the wheels off, undid the brake calipers, because I'm just going to drop the whole cradle at once. I just need to take the coilovers off here, and then you undo like these 4 bolts and the ones up here, and the handbrake cables are pretty much undone anyway. Everything's like already undone because I've done all that. But yeah, and then this is a bit rusty, and that will paint it when it's out and everything after I've done all the brackets, welding them in and everything. Okay, before you go actually dropping the cradle out of the car, you can probably see I had the strap up underneath it. That's just one strap trying to hold the back of the car down. When I get all this weight that comes out of the rear, you don't want the car to, because it's on the hoist and your motor and everything's got all the weight over the front, you don't want the car to flip over, really. So I did put a lot of heavy weight in the boot as well. And then I've just got that strap there trying to hold it onto the hoist, just for a good measure. But the weight in the boot should be enough to counterweight the diff and the cradle and everything. So I'll put some stands down here now, and then drop the cradle on the stands, and then lift the hoist up. I suppose it's good that I bought a car with 115,000 Ks, because that just come out like way too smoothly, eh? Like the bolts aren't even rusty, nothing, like it just pulled out. I've just put the stand here as well, just to make sure that the car won't flip forward. But yeah, I'm happy with that. How easy that's come out. This looks like mint up underneath here. But yeah, so I'll just pull all this apart now, I suppose, just on the ground here, because this diff and that's gone. I've got this 86 diff over here. I do need to buy like the turbo shafts and stub axles though, the axles and stub axles. But I can get the diff in there, get the cradle all welded up, and they put like bracings on here and that, and bracings on the back. And yeah, then I can get the diff in there and the cradle back up in and make it a roller again, because my brother wants to do like a snorkel and front suspension on his Raptor next week, so he'll be using the hoist. But if I can get it to be like a roller again for then, and then because I have the 86 diff in there yet, I wasn't sure whether the 86 diff was any different to this diff that I have, just because this is a tiny diff. Like, this is a JZX100 diff, so it's like the smallest one you can get, I think. And I didn't know whether the tail shaft would be in the same spot or not, so I just wanted the 86 diff in there so I can measure the tail shaft properly, and then the shop can make the tail shaft to suit the 86 diff with the Falcon transmissions. Okay, so I got the diff and the axles finally out. I think I spoke too soon in the last clip of that because I said everything was coming out pretty easily, and then these things were just rusted and stuck in there. So I had to use like WD-40 or RP7 or whatever, and then use my heat torch. Which, man, if you don't have one of these, like, don't waste your money on those little bottles with the jet on it. Go and buy one of these from Bunnings. This attaches straight to one of your LPG gas bottles. It comes with like 3 different tips as well as this one. There's a smaller one than this. This thing blows like a flamethrower, which is just awesome. This one is a bit more mellow for like your car jobs, but this thing will just start a fire like easily as. And they're like friggin' 60 or 70 bucks, I think. And this bottle lasts, you know, a whole year probably. But yeah, that's just a bit of advice on the tools. But yeah, that's out now. So I've just got to pull out all the control arms and the knuckles and that. So it's just a bare subframe, and then I can start welding my plates on and everything. I forgot to press film on the last part, but yeah, I got all the knuckles and everything off the control arms. It's just a bare subframe now. Can start cleaning it up and ready to weld on the braces. Okay, so this is the brace kit. It's from Project Aero. There's some boys down the Gold Coast, I think. Aussie made. They're just, yeah, like I'll show you on the instructions here. It's just metal plates to race up your subframe so they're a bit stronger. So all them dark bits are just the parts where you're gonna weld them in. So yeah, I'm gonna end up welding them in, but I'm not gonna film much of it because it's just a lot of grinding and welding really. So I'll get it all done and then I'll just go through what I've done after I've finished. Alright, so as you can see, it's dark outside now. It's taken me quite a while. First of all, I couldn't figure out which bracket went where, and I still don't even know if they're in the right place or not, but they're in there. And yeah, I'll show you what I've. So you got all these braces down there on the bottoms, up around here. Big ones across the back. Same on this side, exactly the same. But yeah, just got to clean it all up, obviously. And I'm going to do solid diff mounts in the back here instead of, because I would have just bought alloy like mounts anyway, but because this is a GX subframe, it doesn't have the extra collar. And people want like 180 bucks just for the collar, but what's the point? I'm just going to take that bush out and then just weld in some plates that'll hold the back of the diff solid. So, and then you just have the front mounts that are rubber, which is all right. A lot of people have done it. And but yeah, I'm done in the shed tonight, so I'll catch you the next day. But yeah, I'll just have to make a plate with the 4 holes in it there, and then once I get the subframe in, I'm just gonna push the bush all the way up onto this plate and then just weld it on there. I'll get like do all that, and then I'll show you just what I've done again, because it's just going to be a lot of cutting and grinding again. It's probably going to take me hours, to be honest, so I'll see you once I'm done. Another thing, make sure when you're welding, just yesterday I welded all day like with them plates and everything, and I didn't have long pants on, and the insides of my legs just got roast sunburned. So today I'm wearing some long pants, cover my legs up. But yeah, you just want to be covered up if you're doing a whole bunch of welding, Save you on the old Rayburns. Best way to get your bushes out, like, because I want that center part to weld onto the other part, so I just light them on fire so you can knock the rubber gets all loose, and then you can knock the centers down, and then that center part should come out if you just boom. Alright, so I got these mounts on now. They're ready to go. All this is going to be painted later on. I'm just doing the diff mount now. So I've got the GT86 diff in there, all bolted up. I've just bolted it to the standard mount for now. And then I'm going to build the mount for this one. So I'll just put a plate here. Okay, so I had the diff in there, and then I mounted it and welded all that one up. But I'm just burning this diff bush out now. I'll show you what this big one is like on this. So it's literally like a gigantic flamethrower. It's sick. But yeah, this just cooks it, and then you just let it burn, and then it'll just fall out. Okay, so I've got this other plate made up now. All I gotta do is just weld it in there, tack it in, and then I'll take the diff out and fully weld it up. And then the whole crate will be done. Ooh, yeehaw, this has been a pretty big mission. Alrighty, I am finally done this friggin' cradle. Jesus. I don't like welding or cutting or anything, so this has been a pretty big mission. But it's done now, and I just have to paint it tomorrow, so. This is it. It's all welded. I've melted these in so good, both sides of them. Like, that's never coming out. Like, that's so much penetration. It's insane, but yeah. All the brackets done down there, they're all starting to rust now. It's been that long. But yeah, I'll clean it up tomorrow and then friggin' paint it. So it's done and dusted. Alright, welcome back to round 3 with this subframe today. Okay, so I just dropped some primer all on the, bare metal parts. Just around the subframe, because it already does have like a good coating on the subframe from factory. So just going to prime that, and then I'm just going to spray it black. Just try to get everywhere you can see with black. There's only got one can of this. Okay, so I did pick up these as well. They're subframe collars for the front subframe bushes. They just make them a bit stiffer without actually changing them. So you just put them in there. It's supposed to be, when you buy a full kit, it's got that rear section that I made. I did get these by themselves though for really cheap, so that's good. I didn't have to buy the whole set, which is usually like $600 or something. Like, or just for the collar set, it's probably, $300 or something, but I paid $20 for these, so that turned out alright. And then sneak peek of the next episode, it'll be all the Kazama suspension upgrade, but I'll just be putting these in for this episode. And then the subframe I'm going to put back up in there now with the diff in, and then attach the knuckles back onto it. But yeah, I'm going to be replacing all them suspension arms on there next episode, but I'll just get it back up in there for now. Yeah, so these just bolt in like this. You bolt them in with the subframe, so that'll just sit in there and it'll just not let this bush move too far. And then the same with this one here. This one sits straight in and gets pushed into them like that. It'll be pushed in there, so. Alrighty, subframe's back in there, all bolted up. Diff's back in. I've just put all the control arms like coilovers back on, brakes back on, everything, but I will be doing the full Kasama rear arm kit plus a lock kit in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's all in here now. Diff's in. I've just blocked off the backs of these so they don't get any dust in there or anything. These are all still loose because I'm doing the arms next, but yeah, it's all come together. Handbrake cable's back on. Looking pretty good, if you ask me myself. Oh yeah. But that'll be it for this one. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Catch you later, Simon.